Now on Nightside, it's a weather alert day. Wind gusts over 55 miles per hour, breaking tree limbs and knocking out power tonight. I'll let you know when it's going to calm down in the first alert forecast.
Former Spokane City Council President Ben Stuckert pleads guilty to charges stemming from an ICE facility protest. The plea deal that could reduce his felony to a misdemeanor. And your studded tires could soon be illegal in the state of Washington, why Spokane leaders are pushing for a statewide ban. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Well, here's a live look outside of One Spokane Stadium where you can see the wind is blowing as you take a look at that American flag whipping in the wind there. Good evening, and thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is also here. And Chris, we're under a wind advisory tonight.
That is right, and we are at the very high end of that advisory. It is set to expire tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Right now, we are tracking several power outages throughout the region. Vista reporting 11 active outages with more than 500 people impacted. Let's take a look at current winds. Our wind event is really peaking right now and will be for the next 2 to 3 hours. 54 mile per hour gusts in Spokane. We have wind gusts close to 50 miles per hour in Spokane Valley, Coeur d'Alene. 30 mile per hour gusts in Moses Lake and 45 mile per hour gusts right now in Pullman. Some of the peak wind gusts so far, including 56 mile per hour gust in Spokane, one of the windiest spots in the region. In Coeur d'Alene, we've had gusts up to 53 miles per hour. Windy in Spokane Valley all the way down to Lewiston. Schweitzer Mountain, a 57 mile per hour gust. Our wind advisory for the area shaded in brown, but the strongest winds are going to be found tonight from Spokane and Coeur d'Alene down through parts of the Columbia Basin. Again, 55 mile per hour gusts, but we've already seen gusts slightly higher than that. Our winds will continue to be quite strong through 2 a.m. We'll start to see things decrease a little bit as we get into the 4 o'clock hour. Finally, by 8 a.m., we'll see even lighter winds, and then in the 20 mile per hour gust range by noon. Once we're into that 54 to 56 mile per hour range, we are looking at downed tree limbs and the potential for fallen trees. And that has been increased because of the heavy rain that we have had for the past 24 hours. The ground is saturated. A lot of those ponderosa pines have very shallow roots. So it'll be a nervous next 2 or 3 hours before our winds finally start to die down, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. To make sure families are not left in the dark or without access to heat, Vista says it has crews on standby due to the high winds tonight, ready to make emergency repairs.
This particular storm came with a lot of rain beforehand, which made the soil saturated, which causes trees to uproot and come in contact with our power lines.
Now, if your power does go out, customers can report outages through Vista's website or mobile app. Anyone who spots a downed power line should call 911 or Vista's emergency line. The company also reminds customers to secure outdoor holiday decorations before the winds intensify. On the west side of the state, people in King County are preparing for flooding this week. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association is suggesting the Snoqualmie River is expected to hit major flood stage, not once, but twice this week near Carnation. The river expecting to get as high as 58 feet. To help deal with all that water, King County has opened a free sand station for people to pack their own sandbags. Governor Bob Ferguson says the National Guard is on standby due to the expected rainfall. The governor posting on X, "My team is working with the National Guard to prepare for the impacts of this severe weather system. Stay safe, heed warnings from local officials, and be alert for flooding, strong winds, power outages, and landslides." In Idaho, an avalanche warning is in effect for the Selkirk Mountains, the West and East Cabinet Mountains, and the Silver Valley Bitterroot Mountains above 4,000 feet. This is due to heavy snowfall, rain, and strong winds. The warning is set to expire tomorrow at 4 p.m. To stay up to date with the weather around the region, you can download our weather app by searching KXLY Weather in your app store. All right, sports reporter Mia Green joining me at the desk now. And for the second year in a row, the Cougar football team facing some real uncertainty.
Yeah, that's right, Derek, and it's actually coming in right whenever the Cougars are getting ready for a bowl game. A chance for them to close out the season on a high note and play in front of the fans once more despite the uncertainty in the coaching staff. But the program is once again navigating a coaching transition, so all the focus is also on the future of Cougar football. Interim Athletic Director John Harlow is leading the search for a new head coach. He spoke about the direction they're looking for in the next person who takes charge.
And one thing for certain that we do know that we need to find in this leader is somebody that can understand the X's and O's as well as be a total CEO of the program moving forward, understanding that you're setting these student athletes up not just for football, but the classroom and life beyond football as well. And so a complete total characteristic approach.
Quarterback Zevi Eckhouse has posted a statement for Coug Nation on Twitter reading, quote, "For many of us, this will be our last opportunity to represent the Cougar logo, and we would want nothing more than to do so as winners with our fans rallying behind us." We have more sports for you later in the show, including the 8th-ranked Bulldogs. Back to you, Derek.
All right, Mia, thank you. Former Spokane City Council President Ben Stuckert entered a guilty plea today for his role in this protest at Spokane's ICE facility back in June. This is video from that protest. Stuckert was one of 9 people charged with conspiracy to impede or injure officers after blocking agents from transporting 2 Venezuelan asylum seekers to Tacoma. The plea deal could result in his felony charge being reduced to a misdemeanor if he follows court guidelines.
If I've learned one thing over the last 6 months, that is, you can do the right thing and still have negative consequences.
Stuckert had taken legal responsibility of one of the Venezuelan men and organized the protest to prevent their deportation. The 2 men were ultimately sent back to Venezuela despite the protest efforts. Spokane will be pushing for a statewide ban on studded snow tires next year. The city says the tires cause costly road damage and are useful only about 1% of the time due to weather conditions. In 2023, Spokane accelerated a $4.7 million repair on the Maple Street Bridge because of studded tire damage. The Washington State Transportation Commission says banning studded tires could save the state up to $29 million a year.
Typically, people choose them if they want that extra reliability and security on a really slick surface of ice.
The commission proposes increasing the current $5 state fee for buying a tire to $50, plus phasing out studded tires over 5 years following a sales ban. 14 states have already banned metal-studded tires. While no statewide ban appears in current legislative pre-filing documents, Spokane plans to prioritize the issue in the upcoming session. In Washington, D.C. today, the White House announcing a $12 billion federal bailout for American farmers. The move comes after China temporarily stopped buying U.S. soybeans this fall due to President Trump's tariffs and began buying soybeans from Argentina instead. ABC's Melissa Adan has the story.
We're going to be giving and providing it to the farmers in economic assistance.
Today, President Trump announcing a $12 billion aid package, including one-time payments to crop farmers through a new Department of Agricultural bridge payment program.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops.
Trump says the money will come from the hundreds of billions of dollars in tariff revenue that the U.S. has collected this year. $1 billion of the funds will then go to other crops not covered by that program. The long-promised aid package is intended to provide relief to farmers who have been hurt directly by Trump's trade policies. A few months ago, ABC's Matt Rivers met with impacted soybean farmers in Nebraska.
Right now, we're below the cost of production. So
you're losing money.
We're losing money.
China has since agreed to purchase American soybeans again as part of a framework deal with the U.S. Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins says the money will be paid by February 28th, but farmers who apply for the aid would find out by the end of the month how much money will be in their checks. Melissa Adan, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Japan today, authorities issued evacuations after a magnitude 7.6 earthquake triggered a tsunami warning. It struck off of Japan's northeastern coast. In this video, you can see the buildings start to shake as the earthquake hit. There have been reports of injuries, fires, and power outages. All right, so to come here on Nightside, Mount Spokane is set to open this week. How much it'll cost you to hit the slopes. And we're under a wind advisory. We'll tell you when it's expected to end, plus a look at the wet and rainy extended forecast next. Stick with us.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Spokane's 2011 MLK Day parade nearly shattered by hate.
Someone just wanted to hurt people.
I'm Melissa Luck. Revisit the case of MLK bomber Kevin Harpham on the 509's Most Notorious Crimes, streaming Wednesday at 7, only on KXOI+.
From the creators of bacon, Applewood smoked ham, ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meats.
We're cooking up something special. Yolk's Exclusives. Original recipes crafted in-house, every day, by people who take fresh seriously. A collection of signature products you won't find anywhere else. Meticulously prepared with only the freshest ingredients. And sold exclusively at Yolk's Fresh Markets.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve. Don't let big insurance get ahead of you.
Our team acts quickly to handle everything for you.
After my recent accident, I knew I needed help. So I called Craig Swap and Associates. They really fought for me and treated me fairly every step of the way.
Don't wait. Call Craig Swap and Associates today and let us handle it for you. One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
The Meats family has finally gained a member. Meet Applewood Smoked Ham. Smoked is their middle name. 2 for $7 ham and Swiss melts. Arby's, we have the meats.
It's time to go see my good pal Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's all new.
Finally, some good news.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. What was your real name? James Christian Kimmel. You think this is a name I chose?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by PBR Spokane, January 9th and 10th.
All right, welcome back. We've had so much rain lately. We're now seeing higher than usual levels for the Spokane River. Right now, the river is at about 20 feet deep. That's about a foot higher than the median water level for this time of year. Here's another look outside of our studios where the winds are expected to be at their strongest at around midnight. So, you know, a little more than a half an hour from right now. And Chris, I know you've been talking about with all the saturation that we've had, we're worried about trees being down across the region.
Yes, and thankfully have not heard any of that yet. Lots of tree limbs down around the region, and I'm sure there are some holiday decorations that did not survive the night. It's not just windy, Derek. It is warm. Take a look. We are still at 51 in Spokane, 53 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. Dry conditions, windy conditions. Here's our high temperatures across the region today. Our average high is in the mid-30s. We are almost to the coldest time of the year, climatologically speaking. 55 in Pullman is a record for today. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, not quite record territory. Well, very, very close. 4 things to know about your weather. It is a weather alert day because of the gusty winds tonight, and that is going to be an issue for the next several hours. We'll really start to see things calm down later. It is going to be very warm, not only for the next 7 days, but beyond, and wet all week. I want to show you this graphic again because it was a little difficult to read earlier, and just showing that we are going to be seeing those winds in the 50 to 55 mile per hour range, sustained winds in the 30 to 35 mile per hour range through at least 2 a.m. will start to die down a little around 4 a.m. By 8 o'clock, we're looking at 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts, sustained winds in that 15 mile per hour range with gusts up to 20 through about noon, and then the winds will continue to die down from there. We have a cold front moving through right now. Here is our forecast radar starting off at our current time. It is going to go, we'll have a few post frontal showers, but a fairly pronounced rain shadow tonight with this system. A lot of the rain happening over the mountains. Here's 9 o'clock in the morning, and you see this rain that is mainly south of I-90, but it's going to start moving to the north as a warm front starts working its way up, and we'll see that precipitation picking up again by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then seeing some fairly heavy precipitation tomorrow about this time in the form of rain, high mountain snow, because look at these temperatures, our high temperature trend over the next 7 days. This white line is our average. This average at this time next week is only 33 degrees. Beyond this, this is the 8 to 14 day forecast. This takes us all the way to December 22nd, a strong signal of above average temperatures throughout the western United States and growing confidence of above average precipitation in the Northwest. So more wet, rainy weather heading right up close to Christmas. Good for traveling, not good for skiing or white Christmas, but hopefully things will switch. Wednesday, especially wet, more rain on Thursday. We get a little bit of a break Friday and most of Saturday, and then more wet weather in the forecast Sunday and Monday. Just want to draw your attention to the overnight lows. They are higher than our average high temperatures, and of course we do have flood watches in effect over a good portion of the region. We're really going to have to keep a close eye for urban flooding and some of our smaller streams. Derek, not very December-like weather.
No, not at all, Chris. Thank you. Well, Mount Spokane Ski and Snowboard Park is set to open this Friday, but the entire mountain will not be open. And because of the limited terrain available to ski and snowboard, they're making $50 lift tickets available online right now. And if skiing or snowboarding are not your thing, there is also family-friendly tubing at Lodge 1 on both Saturday and Sunday. All right, so to come. Gas prices around the inland Northwest are starting to come down. How much you should expect to pay at the pump. And
tip who's really gone out of their way to make your life easier this year.
Experts break down who deserves a tip and how much you should give without breaking your budget next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
From your head and shoulders, down to your toes, and everywhere in between, Kootenai Health provides advanced medicine right where you need it, right here in North Idaho. Next level care is here. Visit KH.
What's more powerful than an unexpected storm? Insurance that helps clean it up. Western National Insurance. That's the power of nice.
I have something for you.
I have something for you too.
During the GMC holiday event, get a total value of over $8,200 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus, get $3,500 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. We are professional grade.
Christmas Tree Elegance 2025 brings 16 exciting trees worth up to $4,999 December 2nd through 14th at the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square.
We want a tree, and so can you.
You're home for Jay and Kevin in the morning.
I just want to love somebody. You ain't nothing but a liar. Somebody pour me a drink.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
You go big, carve hard, and sometimes fall harder. When that happens, Kootenai Health's nationally recognized hospital has your back. Or wrist. Or whatever else hurts. Learn more at kh.org.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wonders of the World.
Well, the Spokane Transit Authority is considering making changes to several bus routes next year. It says it may take away bus routes from Peaceful Valley because fewer people are catching the bus there. STA's plan for revising Route 20 includes taking out 5 stops in Peaceful Valley along Main and Clark. The route would instead run along Riverside Avenue through Bronze Addition. Peaceful Valley Neighborhood Council Chair Bill Foreman says there's no convenient alternative if Peaceful Valley loses its bus service.
As I get older, I'll need it. We certainly have elderly people who definitely need the bus service. There are some families down here that need the bus service. living in a city, it's important to have bus service.
STA says it would expect far more bus riders if the Peaceful Valley route is shifted to Hilliard instead. STA is getting public feedback on the proposed changes through a public survey that will end on the 15th. Well, drivers in the Inland Northwest and across the country are paying less for gas this week. According to Gas Buddy, the average price of gas in Spokane has dropped 5.4 cents per gallon this week. The average now sits at $3.70. That's almost 4 cents lower than a month ago, but still nearly 14 cents higher than this time last year. In Idaho, the average price per gallon is all the way down to $3.10. That's an almost 11-cent drop from last week. Nationally, the average is $2.90 a gallon. And now for some of our top trending stories in the 4 News Now Story Tracker. Former Washington State quarterback Luke Falk shared on social media that he'd like to be the next head coach of the Cougs. Falk acknowledges he has little coaching experience, but believes he is the right fit for the job. Next, the owner of Spokane's first Afghan restaurant says he's struggling to keep customers coming back following a deadly shooting in Washington, D.C., allegedly involving an Afghan national. The owner of the Emran expanded to Coeur d'Alene over a year ago, but if business doesn't change, a big decision will need to be made. And topping the list, for years, there was just a single bike on top of a concrete pier in the middle of Spokane River in Peaceful Valley, but now a second one has joined it. The mystery of the bikes is leaving many people debating exactly how they arrived on top of those concrete piers in the first place. However it was done, 2 bikes and a shoe are now on top of the middle of the river for anyone passing by. You can find each of these stories and much more at KXLY.com. Well, if you feel like you're pinching pennies this time of year, you're certainly not alone. The National Retail Federation says the holiday season is the most expensive time for most Americans. Between gifts, holiday events, and family gatherings, costs add up quickly, but financial experts say families can celebrate without breaking the bank. John Maroney with Numerica Credit Union offers practical advice for a stress-free holiday season.
I think as parents especially, I'm a parent of a 5-year-old, we often feel this pressure to say yes to everything that the holiday season has to offer. And we don't have to do that.
Well, Maroney suggests writing down a gift budget and following the 4-gift rule. Something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. He also recommends the 24-hour rule before making purchases and creating homemade gifts using your personal talents. When budgets are tight, families can focus on free experiences like driving through neighborhoods to see the holiday lights. And when it comes to the holiday gratuities, deciding who to tip and how much can be overwhelming. For who you're recommended to tip this holiday season, here's CNN's Jen Sullivan.
It's the season of giving, but when it comes to tips, who should you give to and how much?
Tip who's really gone out of their way to make your life easier this year.
Ted Rossman works at personal finance company Bankrate. They recently conducted a survey about holiday tipping and found 56% of U.S. adults say they usually give bigger tips when they receive better service. But they also found fewer people plan to tip this holiday season.
A lot of people are cutting back, but some, especially high earners, are giving as much or more.
Bankrate came up with a list of the most common people to tip in the U.S., starting with housekeepers. Tips range anywhere from $20 to more than $50, depending on the service, their survey found. And it doesn't have to be cash. The U.S. Postal Service doesn't allow employees to accept cash, but if you want to show your mail carrier appreciation, they can accept a gift of less than $20 or something like baked goods. The more you interact with someone, Rossman says, the more you should tip, like a childcare provider or housekeeper.
Whatever you normally pay them for a weekly service, you might consider doubling that one at the end of the year.
When you're setting your holiday budget, Rossman says it's important to factor in tipping because it can add up fast. Make a list of who is most important and figure out how much you can afford to give. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
All right, the Gonzaga Bulldogs had a lopsided win last night over North Florida.
Yeah, Derek, they improved to 9-1 on their season. And when we come back, we dig deeper into last night's win and how the Bulldogs moved up to the 8th spot in the AP poll.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jordan Sales and Service.
And voila! Yes, and guess who taught her that? Banana. Oh, no, girl, I told you snowflakes.
The theme of this year's show is purple. It's inclusive in that no winter holiday includes it.
It's great.
It's gonna be a whole vibe shift.
Fake snow?
It tastes like crap. It's dust.
Merry Christmas.
Toyotathon is on. Discover holiday magic with a new Toyota. Take a 4Runner skiing.
Wow.
Sick. Pick out the perfect tree with the Tacoma.
Bingo.
Or find the best sledding spot with the Grand Highlander. Whoa. 'Tis the season for Toyotathon. Oh, Santa got my letter.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Toyotathon is on.
Toyota, let's go places.
This holiday season, you can count on Fred Meyer. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Fred Meyer, quality and low prices always come together. Fred Meyer. Fresh for everyone.
Charge ahead, roads are calling.
Hybrid powered, snow is falling.
It's electrifying,
But the season can bring driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on an electrifying new Honda. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days today.
The Gonzaga Bulldogs were back in action last night at the McCarthy Athletic Center and had a dominating 109-58 win over North Florida. The Bulldogs were efficient from the floor and shot over 60%, a team high of 24 points from Braden Huff, while Davis Fogel and Tyon Grant Foster added steady contributions. The Zags also moved up in the AP poll to number 8, and with that kind of momentum, Zags fans have an extra reason to circle Saturday's date on the calendar. All eyes turn to Saturday's matchup. The Bulldogs meet UCLA in Seattle's Climate Pledge Showdown. The last time the two squared off was nearly a year ago, and the Bruins took the win. Head coach Mark Few spoke about facing UCLA this Saturday in Seattle, and Steel Ventures spoke about the selflessness of the team.
Yeah, that's going to be and again, you're playing a Mick Cronin team. It'll be really physical, extremely physical. I'm sure they'll try to slow the game down, and you know, it's a fun game to play in. You know, they challenge you in a lot of ways.
I think this team just wants to win, and everyone's willing to buy in and do their jobs. And I think that we've shown that all year. And yeah, like Beho said, we're super deep, and no one's selfish on the team, and everyone just wants to win.
The 8th-ranked Bulldogs will be on the road to face the UCLA Bruins, who are 7-2 on their season, this Saturday in Seattle. Tip-off is set for 8:30 p.m. But before that, let's talk about Braden Huff. He had quite the performance last night, scoring a season-high 24 points. Huff was efficient and dominant, attacking on both sides of the court and helped the Bulldogs shoot over 60%. He also scored 20 points against Kentucky. Across 2 games this week, he scored a booming 44 points on 75% shooting from the field, while racking up 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He averages 17 points a game, and this week's performance earned him the West Coast Conference Player of the Week honor, his first of the season and the second for the Bulldogs. On the Saturday night, the Gonzaga women's who squared off against UC Davis and rolled past them 83-72 at the McCarthy Athletic Center, and they jumped out early, leading by 29 at halftime. Inesh Betancourt had quite the performance, racking in double figures, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, while playing a total of 27 minutes. Head coach Lisa Fortier spoke about her performance on both ends of the court.
Yeah, she's our most competitive player, right? She wants to compete with people. She gets fired up. Sometimes it works against her. We've seen that happen from time to time too. But whenever there's a matchup, you know, she went head to head with the best guard every game we've played so far.
The Zags will have a few days until they'll host the currently undefeated Sun Devils on December 16th at 6 p.m. And after a sluggish start for the Seahawks last night, their offense came alive in the second half over the Falcons. Quarterback Sam Darnold threw for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdown passes were to Jackson Smith-Njigba, who hauled in 92 yards. Special team played a factor too. Rashid Shaheed had an insane 100-yard kickoff return that sparked Seattle's win. Head coach Mike McDonald gave credit to the coaches for the Seahawks' second-half surge.
I feel like I say this every week, but I feel like our coaches did a good job kind of going back to the drawing board, going back to our second-half openers, getting a feel for how they were playing us and what we could do well. So our coaches deserve a lot of credit for designing a good second-half game plan. Our players did a great job of executing it, you know.
After that win, the Seahawks have improved to 10-3 on the season and will look ahead to host the 8-5 Indianapolis Colts next Sunday at 1:25 p.m. And the Kraken were back in action tonight, hosting the Minnesota Wild. The Wild broke their 2-game losing streak and beat the Kraken 4-1, and that was the Kraken's 6th straight loss. Up next, Seattle will host the Minnesota Kings on December 12th at 7 p.m.
It started out so well for the Kraken this season.
It did.
It's just kind of gone downhill, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it did.
All right, Seahawks, though. It's looking
Great.
awesome. 10-3, baby. All right, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
Like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house.
Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
Holiday shopping is easier in Spokane Valley. With hundreds of stores and free parking, finding the perfect gift is a breeze. From fashion to footwear, journals to jewels, there's something unique for everyone on your list. From gear that lasts, hobbies that cast, and toys that go fast, Spokane Valley has you covered. Winding down at the end of the day has never been more filling or fun. Shop Spokane Valley, your holiday shopping packaged perfectly.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
A first varsity basket, a graduation walk, all in one unforgettable night.
The look in his eye, I'll never forget that.
The story of courage, love, and a gym full of people who made a young man's dreams come true. Tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
Like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house.
Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Last week, we introduced you to Medical Lake High School senior Owen Pitts. Owen has terminal leukemia, but recently earned a starting role in the Cardinals basketball team for one special night. There wasn't a dry eye in that gym, and his parents were blown away by everyone's support.
I have really no words for the love and support that they are giving Owen and just this whole event. I mean, everything they've done for this. So it's just, but it's so awesome that we can do this now for him and just, yeah, love on him and make life goals for him.
Owen even got to fly out this weekend to see his favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs, take on the Houston Texans. Sports director Jack Wallace will share every unforgettable moment on that basketball court for Owen tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6. We hope you'll join us for it. Yeah, can't wait to see it.
I am looking forward to that. Looking forward to these winds dying down. It will be a few more hours, still the potential for 55, possibly higher gusts. So it'll be a noisy night for the next few hours as those tree branches snap here and there, and then a much calmer day tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed for no significant damage.
Right.
All right, thank you so much for joining us here on Nightside. Don't forget, you can wake up with Good Morning Northwest tomorrow morning, bright and early, starting at 5 a.m. Take care.